Okay, Justin, awesome. Daily diary. Let's talk through this, and it really will help others. So I might just go ahead and use this video to explain it to others as they go through this. Okay, so maybe release me. So I'm going to release you so I can get a better video of the recording, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I should be sharing now.
I
I
see.
don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. Gallery multi-speaker immersion. What is that? Nope, I don't want that. Sorry, this is just taking a few extra seconds. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so daily diary, and I'm sorry, I got some. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use this H. I'm pressing down so that it's actually going to show an arrow. Okay, here's where we start. Daily diary, first thing you're doing is you're putting your date. Okay, that's simple. Then think about today's phrase. Now, what you're doing with today's phrase is your mantra. You might be keeping this phrase for a month or two until you get it, right? You're talking to yourself. You're telling yourself you got to do something differently in your life. And that phrase is going to help you focus on changing your habits. Now, one of the first things you're doing here is, now you could start anywhere, but the suggestion is take your 5 tasks for the day. Just write down 5. You might have, people have 8, 9 tasks. Sometimes you have 3 or 4. But the idea of the 5 tasks is 4 are for today. But one is always related to your 64 chart. So one is for tomorrow. It's the one task that the future you is talking to the current you about and saying, you better do this. So every morning, of course, like I told you, I want to learn to animate pictures now because I got Captain Lean. Every morning, I got to spend half an hour on that. I've been spending a half an hour every morning on my phone. That's a routine. It's a routine, but when you first start, it's a task. Research Adobe Firefly as an example. That was one of my tasks. So I wanted to do that. So as you list your 5 tasks, if any of these tasks require time, you want to block those in. So for example, one of my tasks today is to go pick up my neighbor. Well, I got a hard stop today in 15 minutes with you because I got to get in my vehicle and go pick up my neighbor and bring him back. He's getting his tractor fixed. Okay, so that's in my schedule at 2 p.m. So block that time off so you know how your day's going to go. And then you got your task for the day and put your calendar in here. So the day is basically your plan. You're planning for your day. Now, the key is that as you finish a meeting, you're doing what's called an evaluation of that meeting, a reflection. So you're going to put a reflection as you do your meeting. That's why I usually ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, Justin, how did today's meeting go and what could I do better? And what I could do better is right down here, what I could do differently. I'm writing it down in my daily diary, right? So I'm using the reflection of every one of my meetings as they happen through the day. And finally, what can I do better? If I hear something inspiring, I'm going to write it down. And then I've got questions for my mentor. If I got questions, and then usually the mentor types an answer here. So this is what we're going to be doing for the next 30 days. We got to do it. So 30 days straight, try to fill this out and fill in the bottom. Always have a question for your mentor, or try. Doesn't always work. Now, daily notes and future things to do is as ideas come to you, you want to put them in this part of your daily diary. This is called a daily journal, but it doesn't do it justice. As I said to others, like Kyle, this is really a daily PDCA cycle. Plan, do your day, check against your plan how you did, and then adjust, put things to adjust. Okay, we make it tangible by putting a number between 1 and 5 in this area. So you score your day. There's 8 different categories. You give it a number between 1 and 5, and the total is 40. Basically, you're getting a score out of 40. So overall impression of the day, I like to do that first because if my overall impression is a 5, then why would I take a 2 in diet? Well, then my impression is like way out of whack. Maybe I should putting a little more emphasis on diet. Why would I take a 2? My impression is not matching the rest of the numbers. So you're trying to align it properly. Your diet, your exercise. Sometimes you do well in one area, you don't do well in others. What was your self-study? Self-study, if you do nothing, well, it wasn't good. But today I actually learned stuff on Adobe Firefly. I want to animate pictures. So I learned stuff. I also learned stuff on my new phone, how to navigate through the screens better, because I usually have an iPhone, went to an Android. It's a little confusing. I seem to like the Android better though. Okay, so overall, what's my comment? And then you just put a little comment that reflects the thoughts. So what you're doing over a period of a day is you want to do this right for 30 days straight if you can, but I'll allow you to take the weekends off. Okay? Now, if you do this for 22 working days straight, you don't have to start over. What my coach did, Norman, he said, look, George, if you miss a day, you're starting over from 1. Okay? So starting now, Justin, don't miss a day. Good? Okay, any questions on what you're doing here? Because I want you to do this every day and upload it in the mural. And where you're uploading it is right here, where it says Daily Diary, need 30 days. I'm going to call it calendar days, but you give me working days, but try to do it Saturday and Sunday. To this day, I love my daily diary. It's the best thing ever because it organizes my day. I'm not sitting there and looking dumb for the first hour of the day trying to figure out what to do. Okay.
Yeah. So to be clear, you want me to put every day's diary in that white space?
Yeah. To be clear, yeah.
That's
this
like
is
a
it
record.
Here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm gonna
6,
follow you again real
7,
quick.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. And underneath, what I'm going to do is let me align those. That's 12 there.
And I think that maybe it might be most effective for me to have this on paper and write it down.
Great, but upload the pictures
of it and upload the images if that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So what I'm going to do as a coach, I'll just give you an idea of what the coach does, is this is called giving somebody strokes. Strokes means, hey, congratulations. It's a celebration, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll get where is my pen on here? Okay, here it is. I'm going to draw. And it's in red always. So I go date, good. I like your saying, so I'm going to give you a stroke for that. Your top 5 today look good. Your plan, I'm just going to look at the plan, but more importantly, I'm looking at what your reflection is. Here's one common mistake people make. On the reflection, you might have meeting, and meeting's good. Okay, but what did you learn? If I don't see, what would you do differently, or what challenges did you notice today? And it's not connected to so you're not learning anything. Good doesn't imply anything. So that's an assessment. But what did you do about it, right? What's your adjust? I'm looking for that. But I'm going to give you strokes for almost everything you do here. The question that goes here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reply here. Okay, so you'll get a reply to your question. And when I had a company called PCL Construction doing this, I would have, I don't know how many planners, 20, 22 planners, open up their book every night. Before they went home, they had to leave their book there. And I would go around 22 different desks and I would look at their comments, give them the strokes, and give them feedback. That's how 22 planners got certified in the Harada method. I was on site in those days, right? Right now I'm off site, so I'm doing it remotely. Okay, I want to know how you feel. I want to know all of this. This is the most amazing tool for me. Okay, so that's how to do the daily diary. So put 22 in here. Don't miss a day. And as far as I'm concerned, then you're good, because I'll be looking at it every day from today on. Okay, so what's my trigger? I'm putting it in my calendar every morning. I expect it in at night. Okay, now let's talk about timing because this is kind of important too. You're
You
going to
say
come, you're going to
it in,
come, you're going to,
as
sorry.
in like you said expecting it in at night, as in like
Yeah,
make
so
daily
let's
diary the day before.
you know what? Let's talk about this. Sometimes people do their daily diary the day after, but it's not cool if you can't remember how you felt after the meeting. I would expect your meeting happens and then you open up your book and you actually put an assessment right after it happens throughout your day.
The good news is I do this already.
Yeah.
At like a level 1. This might be a level 5, but I do usually within a week at the latest sort of already practice something similar but very elementary.
Yeah.
And I love this is so good.
Yeah. So I'll tell you something about me. I used to use what's called the Franklin planner. Most people that are old will know it because it was the biggest thing. And I did it for about 7 years straight. And I had a diary every day for 7 years. All right. So I didn't do this daily diary, but I was so wrong. This is not a diary. Okay. This is a daily PDCA cycle. This is a daily learning event. It's not a diary and it's not a, what do they call it as well? A journal. It's not. It's a daily PDCA cycle. So I was so wrong to think that I had the skill. This is a different skill. So doing a daily journal like I used to do every day for 7 years, and I kept them. I was in engineering, so like I was so organized from that standpoint, but I never learned anything. I didn't learn because I wasn't forced to do a reflection and I wasn't forced to take the next step. Okay, I'm going to stop recording and I think that'll be good for like a little summary for everybody.